Hello, ladies and gentlemen, I'm the Innkeeper, and today I would like to welcome you back to Prison Ill-Attacked. I'm ill, so I might sound a little bit weird, and also act slightly strangely. Maybe I sound the same, I don't know. We have a danger issue right now. Hold on a minute, give me a moment. Alright, 45 gang members are furious because their leader is being punished. I don't know how long this has been going on for. But I can't imagine for too long. You're being punished. You're in lockdown. You've only got an hour left, which something tells me... Was it you? It was you! Was it you this entire time, but you only had an hour left? I don't know how long the lockdown system is. The lockdown system. Intoxication. It can't be that. Found weapon, maybe. But then again, we've got other lockdowns. You know, attacked staff is more common, I would say, in the max sector. So I'm going to say... probably 6 hours, which means 5 hours of pure agony that I missed out on. I covered a burp there, which is why there was a bit of a gap. So, otherwise, it probably would have sounded quite disgusting. We are getting rid of the yard area now, the yard floor. The hell have I done here? Okay, let's dismantle these doors and place them in their appropriate rotation, as I've apparently completely screwed them up. Did I screw up the servos? Oh, wait, no, I haven't. What am I doing? No, those doors just happen to be going through the floor because they're actually here. Doesn't matter. For some reason, I thought I was going to put them here, but then I realized, why would I want to do that? So there we are. We're living our lives once again. Merv is on the floor, just running around, doing his own business, really. You know, I'm just going to let him continue onwards unless he starts nibbling on the door. That would not be ideal. Why are some bits missing? Really weird. Oh, wow. There's like no danger right now. That's pretty much where all the danger was coming from, at least that particular moment in time. One person's still infected. I kind of feel like just keep mentioning that, just to let you know. One person is still infected. They're going to come at me in a bit and say, if you don't deal with this, we're going to have an epidemic, a pandemic on our hands. And you know what? I don't know how to deal with it, other than, you know, kill off the population that is ill. And I feel like that's against some level of convention, you know. It just feels like it's wrong. I don't know if anyone else is getting that feeling. It just doesn't feel right to just go and kill people because they're ill. But sometimes, maybe it's the right thing to do. I mean, maybe if we're living in, you know, a different time where, you know, we can't readily cure basic illnesses, then, you know, maybe it would be more applicable. But I feel like we are better than that. So we're not going to do that, and instead we're going to just try and find who's ill, heal them, not put them on a giant pile and hide it. And, you know, later on, maybe some people will find said pile and be like, why are there a bunch of people in this pile? They're not moving, Dave. They're not moving, Dave. And then the government will be like, don't worry about it. It's fine. Bunch of Daves. Who's your friend, Dave? And what's your name, sir? Well, thank you very much for that. Nothing bad's going to happen. Don't you worry about it. Alpha team, go in. I don't know who Alpha Team is. Tame. Alpha Tame. But, yeah, they usually add to the pile, as it were. I still don't know what the hell I'm on about. We need to... we need to gain a level of concentration that is otherwise disconnected from my traditional form of medium. I'm not one to pay attention. And I feel like that needs to change. I think I need to rebrand the channel. Pro Gaming Strats. Best Plays. Ruffle highlights. Roll on the floor laughing highlights. Just gonna, you know, decrypt that ancient internet text that will, in about 1,000 years' time, need some level of decryption because the amount of anagrams that we use now is getting a little bit out of hand. I feel like we're gonna become, there's gonna be some sort of interconnected universal language that is just purely anagrams of long words. And oh god, I don't know. There's gonna be something. I feel like there should be anyway. As a race, are we not capable of creating a language fit for everyone? I suppose we are. But then you have to also think, you know, who wants to actually adapt to a new language? Okay, I barely know English. How are we going to make something that everyone understands when every language is so complex? We're not ready. Nope, I've already established we are not ready. Unless there already is one out there, of which case that definitely means I'm not ready because I'm not even aware of it. What would it be, though? It would probably derive from a bit of everything, but then again, people will be like, oh, but I want my bits. And then there's going to be a war because people want to have their bits in there. And then everyone's cultures are going to be taken away from them, even though it's kind of happening now. Not really taken away, but, you know, globalization and all that. Slowly getting rid of the uniqueness of certain parts of the world. Which, you know, I mean, you know, it creates an interesting society of people that think, for the most part, alike. So I guess it can't be too horrible. It's got its upsides, got its downsides. The world is a bit less interesting, I suppose. But it'll be a while before that completely happens. We're fine, even though it's happening fairly well. What the hell's going on with these big topics? Because I'm ill, I've got no filter. I'm actually going to talk about something interesting. This is a good point. I mean, this kind of stuff never really comes to mind, but as soon as I'm ill, apparently... For my ad, just to reiterate, or iterate at all, I have probably just got a cold or something. I don't know what it is. I feel cold, though. Do you feel cold when you've got a cold? I tend to feel warm, actually. Why do they call it a cold? It's a good point. Why do they call it a cold? There's probably a good reason. You probably get it when it's cold outside. Yeah, that's probably actually why. We don't call every illness... Oh, I've got the heat, which sounds like something else entirely, to be honest with you. Why do we say a cat's in heat, then? Is that because they're hot? Or they bothered? Is that why? Why don't we say that about humans? Why can't they be in heat? Mr. Gary over there. I was going to say Mr. Garrison, but I felt like I'd just, you know, just change the name a little bit. Still a G in it, though, bud. Also, I just realized my mats are pretty much on top of the drains. They've got to be soaking. That's disgusting. Not to mention, we've got someone that has particularly picked this mat for entertainment purposes. What else do they do with them? They must hide the holes that they're digging. Oh, what's up, Merv? Hello. I don't think you should be near me, Murder. I don't know if you can get a cold. Kind of worried about that now that I think about it. I'll probably have to take you to a vet. Ow! He used my body as a climbing frame. God, it just objectifies me. That's all he does. He just treats me like a climbing apparatus used to get from one obstruction to the other. Unless I'm just one big obstruction. I've been paying attention to this, just talking nonsense for like the last 7 minutes. I was talking about something a minute ago that was actually quite interesting, and I wish to continue talking about it, but unfortunately I cannot. I might add, my throat also hurts. Holy hell, I need water. Really bad. Oh. Oh. Okay. Oh, it's so scratchy. I'm not gonna live stream today. I can't do it. Okay, I'm a short live recording as well. 40 minutes. Okay, 40 minutes. I don't know what's happened to the... Oh, yeah, he's dead. We'll leave him in there. That's the tomb. We talked about the tomb before. I think someone just said they died. Also, there's 2 bodies here that we probably should get. There we go. I don't know what this was for. Oh, bollocks. Why is there a riot? What happened? Oh, just let him go on. just let him get on to it. Can we stop the assailants with a bit of free fire? Alright, stop the free fire. Okay, there's a lot of deaths. Hello? Okay, I thought my game crashed. It seems to be getting a little bit out of hand. This lot over here seems to be fine, though. But it is getting a little bit crazy. Great. This is what happens when you don't get your riot police. This kind of shit happens. I like how free fire still doesn't really work. The guns don't really cause them to retreat. There's 40 deaths. What happened? Everyone was fine. And then all of a sudden, oh, you know what? Fuck you. What's wrong? What is wrong? What was that riot all about? What did it mean? What was it for? 40 of you died just for the sake of dying. I'm not going back on that save. I don't think I can avoid it. That's an impossible riot to avoid. Now, I'm just going to have armed guards lingered about here forever. Because my guards are useless. They are so bad. They are so bad. I really wish they gained experience levels or something. That would be really nice. But guards in this game are terrible at their jobs. They need a buff. That's stupidly crap. They can barely kill one prisoner with fully kitted out, like tasers and everything. It needs to be a 2v1 half the time. Alright, well, the riot police are going to stay here for pretty much the remaining existence of my life. We're just going to keep you all here for the time being. We also need to get ourselves the paramedics back. You see what happens when I get rid of them? This happens. Nothing happened down here, which is quite interesting. Where the hell is... Did they all go up here? Oh, they must have just all went up here. Okay. That's probably what happened. I need to have some sort of security measure around this particular spot. But I'm trying to think what. Like maybe some doors. But I would like it if they auto-closed when there was a riot and I didn't have to do it manually because I'm lazy. I don't think there's a possibility though. Also, we're getting about 36 new prisoners for some reason. Why are we getting new prisoners? Oh, have I got it set to always fill to 650? Okay, I must have that done. Interesting. Merv, what are you doing? You're throwing my prized possessions on the floor. I challenge thee. Oh, God, that was a lot more effort than required. Ooh, okay. My body feels very weak. Probably not as weak as the recently deceased. There are so many dead people. It's just... It feels impossible to counter unless I have them in lockdown all the time. And then, you know, one of our guards just get insta-killed because that's an ability in this game. I really wish there was other security measures I could use that didn't require the intervention of a guard. Like spike traps, bear traps, taser fields. What else? Force fields of some kind. 1 second, let me get a move. Automatic Gatling gun turrets. You know, things like that is what we need in order to not have our guards just be terrible at their jobs. I can't help it. The guards are so bad. Even when they're fully armored, they just die. That's all they're there for. We need to give them sabers. The armed guards are pretty bad as well, because it's weird. When you're playing in escape mode, the armed guards instantly quell a riot, because they all just give up. Apparently in this, you could shoot about 70 of them and they're still going. Alright, well, 40 dead. It means we're probably going to have one of those annoying events pop up. I need to do a reschedule as well. They really don't care for the schedule system at all. Anyway. More cloning is required. Oh my word! Harrod! Stop! Bad! Don't! Don't! Oh. Why'd you make that noise? It made it sound like I hit you. All I did was said don'ts. Right, now where's the bloody anti-Merv device? There we go. He's scared of a little furry doll. He's not. He's scared of his shower. The only way I get you cleaned, you dirty bastard. He's scared of showers, so I have to use a little spray. Otherwise he stinks. Makes me feel bad. Makes me feel bad. Oh, that was horrible. Anyway. We are continuing to build. We'll get that done. And then we can get the waterworks done. And we can fill the pipes full of blood. And live our lives. This bit we need to turn into just a few more cell blocks. This is what I've got set up and I'm probably just going to do that. We can get rid of this bit and this could just be another way into the gang sector. I don't really know what else to have it be as. Surely I can make it into something. Maybe a... I feel like it could be 2 rooms. The parole hearing we don't need. The gang members should be going to visitation. Since it's... I think only the bottom one is... There we go. Look, gang members are in here, so that's fine. They have a church, and it's big enough, I would say. Maybe jobs to keep them busy. Maybe a mini workshop. Might not be a bad idea, but the problem is getting materials back and forth. It means we have to go through the canteen. We already have metal detectors set up. The only issue we have is, of course, we need to get new ones set up on this side if that's what we're going to do. I just feel like it's better to not have them be cells. And instead... Why are there loads of lights? I thought I got rid of them. I'm going to get rid of more lights. There are 4 lights. No, they're not. It's like 60 here. Just do this one at a time. I'm pretty sure I got rid of all of them, but I guess these are the older ones, so I must have just completely forgot about them. This side's fine, I think. Got the lights inside the toilets. I don't know why they throw them in the toilets, but that's apparently where the light comes from. Gives them hope, maybe. Search prisoner blocked. Too dangerous. I mean, too dangerous. I know the danger levels are high, but we're in lockup now, which should be able to alleviate that problem. I think food's an issue now, because half the people are, well, dead. The nurses... Nope, there's a bunch of dead people. Oh, no, you're injured. Let's move you over there. Got to find some use in them. How many were rioting? It was about 1/6 of the prisoners. I think it was like 120 by the end of it, or something like that, or max. I think if they get knocked out or killed, then it takes them off the rioting list, since you can't really riot in the afterlife. I mean, maybe you can, but I've not seen it happen. Right, let's get rid of one of these riot police, and let's just have one on the other side, one on the other side, and then just have a bunch of nurses in the middle. Looks like we're back on patrol, everyone. This is just needed, because the riot police are actually semi-competent. Also, the new prisoners have arrived. Welcome. And also, a bunch of goods need to be in here, but unfortunately, we're waiting for rubbish or something stupid like that. More workers. Just go to 100. Apparently, we need it. Really would love to prioritize. This game's missing a lot. It's annoying. It's missing so many good features, you know. I really would love the prioritization system that you can find in games like Stonehearth. Obviously, in games like Stonehearth, it's a little bit more, smaller scale, as it were. So individuals are a little bit more detailed in their habits. But all you have to do is just grab a bunch of them and put them into one task or the other. You know, put half of them on delivery, so all they do is haul deliveries all day, and put the other half on building. Or better yet, have 2 separate classes. Have builders and workmen. The workmen could just sort of haul goods and do, well, bits and bobs here and there. And then the builders, they can just build, and that's it. And you can hire them on the spot. Or maybe you can hire them like you can with the emergency services, just as a separate group entirely. See, these are good ideas. Modding probably has a lot of this, but it's not an excuse. I'm sorry. It's just a lot of quality of life issues. A search function in the prison, no, intelligence? Information, there we go. A search function for this would be amazing. So I can just sort of search gang members, and then all the gang members will pop up. That'd make my life so much easier. Speaking of gang members... It's like looking for sick people as well. It's just tedious. I'd rather have an option that lets me do it. And you never know, maybe there is, and you can have a gamey feature for it. But it just means, you know, someone could be, I don't know, a cop killer or something. I've got to look for it. Got to look for it. Whoa! Mark the Morris. Pretty sure you've been in before. Why have you got a hat? She's got a big green hat. Convicted by a jury of his peers for causing widespread harassment, alarm, and distress with the repeated use of an appalling gravel voice to try to convince people to play prison architect. Sentenced to 11 years for multiple crimes, including grievous bodily harm and assault. I would happily be against this man. Nick, Dutch Slayer, New Zealand, Netherlands, there we go. Timmerman. Sentenced to life imprisonment for purchasing illegal memes and saving rare pepes. Okay then. Wait, what? Sentenced to 26 years for multiple crimes including torture and false imprisonment. Wait, you used to be a cop? You're sentenced for being falsely imprisoned? I'm really confused. Apparently, that's worse than torture. Interesting. Gareth Mafwana? That's an interesting last name for someone called Gareth. Mafwani. Gareth Mafwani. It's like you're a Welsh Native American or something. Very interesting combination. Simon Chappell.